Today we are going towards Gangotri. Started from Bhojpasa at 9 a.m.
Saying goodbye to the snow-capped peaks, we descended to Gangotri. Usually, the Gangotri temple opens on Akshaya Tritiya day during the last week of April or the first week of May. When we arrived at Gangotri, the temple was already opened for the yatris. We went to the temple for the evening aarti and also to offer our prayer for the successful trip. The picturesque pilgrimage in the hinterlands of the Himalayas is the most sacred spot where Ganga, the stream of life, touched the earth for the first time. According to Hindu mythology, goddess Ganga took the form of a river to absolve the sins of King Bhagirath's predecessors following his severe penance of several centuries. Lord Shiva received into his matted locks to minimize the immense impact of her fall. She came to be called Bhagirathi at her legendary source. King Bhagirath, who was King Sagar's grandson, performed deep penance and meditation to goddess Ganga, asking her to descend down to the earthly realm from heaven. Another legend has it that the Ganga came down to the earth in a human form and married King Shantanu, an ancestor of the Pandavas of the Mahabharata. yielded 7 children, all of whom were thrown back into the river by her in an unexplained manner. The eighth, Bhishma, was spared thanks to King Shantanu's intervention. However, Ganga then left him. Bhishma plays a pivotal role throughout the grand epic of the Mahabharata. Along the right bank of Bhagirathi stands the shrine of Gangotri dedicated to the goddess. Perched at a height of 3042 meters, the temple was constructed in the early 18th century by a Gorkha commander Amar Singh Thapa. We went out to visit the temple again in the morning for the last time, but seeing the huge queue of the tourists, we came back and left for Nelang Valley, our last spot in our journey. The moment we entered the roads leading towards the valley, the landscape changed. The structure of the mountains was quite different from what we were seeing throughout our journey. Hidden away on the remote border district of Uttarkashi, this beautiful valley at the historically famous Indo-China border stands at a height of over 11,000 feet above the sea level. It gives rise to one of the largest tributaries of the Bhagirathi river, the Jharganga. The original name of Jharganga was Jannabi. Legend goes that Seth Janu was very furious because the river Ganga kept flooding the place and damaging his hermitage. In his anger, he drank the whole river in a single gulp. Later, when he had calmed down, he released the river, which theoretically became his daughter. Hence, the river came to be known as Jannavi. The Jharganga is also of dispute for India and China, the valley being claimed by China and controlled by India. The valley was closed since 1962 Indo-China War and opened for tourists recently in 2015. The valley lies to the northeast of the rushing waters of the Jharganga. Located about 5 km from Dhumku, Nelang is one of the two deserted villages in the valley. Nelang or Nilang traditionally means the place of blue stones. It housed the Jhar people that gave the valley its name. They were known for their trade in cotton goods, metals, and sugar and oilseeds with Tibet up till 1962. The Sino-India border conflict of 1962 resulted in civilians having no access to this paradise. Sadly, we weren't able to make the last 4 kilometers due to road work. The entire trip was a success. The heights we reached crossing all the difficult paths are the main takeaway from this trip. The pandemic has put a stop to all my plans, but it can't take away all these memories which I had gathered from my past trips.